It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So this month, for your month ahead, so I've been telling everybody this week, when I read for the sign, I am tapping into the energy of that sign. Okay, so I am tapping into the energy of Capricorn. Whether you are a sun, moon or ascendant Capricorn, that's obviously, you know, that's the part that you're watching for, but I'm reading for the whole sign in, you know, in specific, and then you know, take what works for you and leave what doesn't. I'm not here to tell you that I'm 100% right. What I tell you may not resonate at all. Some of it might and some of it might not. Either which way, that's fine with me, but I'm just letting people know, because a lot of people ask me in the comments like, oh, you know, is this for the sun? It's for the whole sun, moon and rising. You know, if it's your, unless you have a stellium in the sign that I'm reading for, probably to a much lesser degree, like if it's just your Venus or if it's just this, right? If you have like 3, 4, 5, you know, 3 or 4, 5, I think it's possible, yeah, planets in a single sign, then obviously you want to pay attention to that. For your actions and options, actions and interactions with the world at large, you have the 9 of Cups. This is some good news on its way to you, and I actually feel like this is about a new direction. One thing that I've been getting from Capricorn energy for a while is that you guys are really looking for, or look, you know, it's almost like you're hoping to go in a new direction. It feels like you've gone through a door, like some aspect of your life is ending now. Something is coming to a close. This is where you're really ready to start moving in a different direction. And I feel like this month you're going to get some really great news, something that really fulfills a wish, right? This is the wish fulfillment card, but it's about you getting that news that allows you to go in that new direction and sees you really being honest and open with what you want, but also receiving what it is that you want and going in that new direction, which is very exciting. For your money and materials, you have the Death card. So this is a month for you to save. It may very well be a month for you to, if you're hoping to purchase something like a big purchase. I mean, interestingly enough, it falls next to the 9 of Cups, which tells me that there might be something that you really desire on a deep level, and there might be a part of you that's trying to justify it. You know, you're kind of like, oh, you know, it's a lot of money. Do I really need it, or is it just a want? If I'm honest, I feel like you can go for it. However, the Death card as a whole, when it comes to your finances, says that this month you really want to be careful, because you might be convincing yourself that everything is, you know, that everything that you need is a, oh, you know, but I want it and I actually kind of need it. Like, do you really need a £500 bag? Probably not. Do you know what I mean? Like, so don't let your deep desires for, you know, for shiny, pretty or superficial things get the better of you this month. When it comes to your physical health, this is a month, because it's the Scorpio, right? Scorpio card, Scorpio ruled. So be very cautious if you are single and you're out there having mingling fun. Just be cautious and protect yourself, because this could be some, you know, nasties. Sorry, I just have to call it like I see it, right? The other part of this is for those of you that are, in fact, for all of you, when it comes to the home environment in some way, shape or form, it looks like you're changing something that you've wanted to change for a long time. You know, maybe something that you've been thinking, you know, I'm going to do that eventually, and it's like this month you're in a position to do it. Just go ahead with it. All right, for your communications and conversations, you have the Ace of Swords. So it does look like there is either, so this is interesting, because I feel like some of you are going to go for an interview this month. I feel like some of you might go for several interviews, between, let's say, between 1 and 3 interviews for a lot of you that are out there. And I kind of feel like there's one thing that you might have your sights set on. You probably won't get that. Excuse me. But the thing that you are hoping, and it may very well be that it's because there's something better suited to you that is on its way in. This Ace of Swords says that you will be signing a contract this month, but it's probably not going to be the one that on the surface that you want, but you will come to realize it's the best thing for you. Now, one thing that I do have to make you aware of, Death card next to the Ace of Swords, that is physical death. It's a real death, as in a person passing on. Interestingly enough, I think it's come up this month for 3 people, for 3 of the signs, Sagittarius, Capricorn, and I can't remember who the third one was off the top of my head. But yeah, it looks like this month you may very well be hearing of somebody passing. Again, you know, the weird thing is, I feel like all of the deaths that happen in September are going to be sudden. There's not going to be any of this long sort of drawn out energy about it. It's just going to be swift. Like 1 minute everything's fine, the next minute, bam, it's done. And you know, sometimes it's horrible because you might not necessarily have the chance to say goodbye. But the other part of that is it's not necessarily always a bad thing, because then you don't have the long drawn out sort of painful part of watching somebody waste away or anything like that. Now, I can't say that this is definitely somebody close to you, but it will be a death that affects you in some way, shape or form. On a communications level, like I said, it looks like you are getting word that maybe the job or the promotion that you wanted isn't going to be yours, but there's something else that comes off the back of it. For your heart and half, you have the 7 of Cups. For those of you that are single, love looks very shaky this month. I think you could be really swept up into the enamor of something or someone, but like I said, you might not be getting the full story. And you know, especially if you're being intimate with this person, with that Death card in your health sort of sector and your physical body, just make sure you are taking precautions against, you know, any kind of nasties. Alright, for those of you that are partnered, slightly different energy. It looks like you and your partner are having something to deal with together, and it may just feel like a month where everything seems to be a lot. You know, there's a lot that you're dealing with, a lot of energy that's going on. You might be having to make plans all of a sudden, you know, because of somebody that passes or something that takes place like that. I really hope that I'm wrong. But I know the death signatures when I see them. They come up very rarely, but when they do, I know what I'm looking at. So, like I said, I hope I'm wrong this time. For your weeks of the month, to clarify, let's have a look, see. For the first week of the month, you have the Strength card right underneath that 9 of Cups. A real, you know, an honest to write, heartfelt wish, something that you've wanted or hoped for or prayed for a long time is happening. This could be a really beautiful energy for you, and it could be some, you know, a door that's opening that you kind of either didn't expect, or maybe the one that you wanted but didn't necessarily expect to happen. Gorgeous energy. For your second week of the month, you've got the Tower card right underneath the Death card. I think that's very self-explanatory. Like, it's going to be quick. I don't feel like there's going to be anything drawn out about it. I feel like it's just going to be boom, done. All right, so just something to consider. Tower card, Ace of Swords, Death card, possibly a heart attack, or something of that nature, something that's really sudden, very quick, nothing drawn out. I'm very sorry to give this news, but I have to call it like I see it. When it comes to your finances this month as well, it could be as well, there's something that ends up costing you more than you expected. So just really be aware of that. I know you guys always have a little secret stash of money put away, so keep that, because the chances are you might need it this month. For your third week of the month, you have the Hierophant card underneath the Ace of Swords, right? So this is an interesting energy as well, because it kind of suggests to me that you there is a contract of some sort that is being signed this month. There is like a contract or some sort of new direction that you're going in when it comes to work, profession, business, all of that. And like I said, while it might not necessarily be your first choice, it will be something that you kind of feel like, actually, you know what, yeah, this feels like it was actually meant to be. I'm glad it was this now and not the other thing, which is an interesting energy. And it kind of feels like as well, whoever it is that is passing will very likely be somebody that's older. Now it's interesting as well, because I think it was in the Sagittarius or the Scorpio reading, it did come up that there was going to be somebody on a wider world stage that I think is passing as well. So this makes me wonder now if it is going to be a world figure that we see, or maybe a matriarch or a patriarch of a family. Like whoever this person is, they are of a certain age. It's not like it's a young person. I mean, any death is sad, but you get my point. It's not like it's a whippersnapper or a teenager or anything like that. This person's had a fairly decent life, but their end is going to be quick. So yeah, interesting. Sorry, I know that's quite morbid, but and then for the 4th week of the month, we have the Emperor card. So it's definitely going to be somebody that's older. Very likely to be an elder of a family, a patriarch, a matriarch, somebody that is older, and like I said, it could be somebody to do with an establishment, so very, very interesting energy. For those of you that are single, look at this, right? It looks like there is talk of a commitment with a new person or somebody that's kind of on the scene, but I don't know necessarily that it's going to substantiate into much. For those of you that are partnered already or married, it looks like you have a lot of things to plan to get together. I am definitely seeing a visit or a trip to a hospital. And yeah, I mean, I say, it might not substantiate. It may not, certainly not in the here and now. At a later date, it's a possibility, but certainly in the here and now, it's a no. And with the Emperor and the Hermit card together, that's a hospital, a university, a house of law of some sort. Like, it looks like wherever you're traveling to, you may not even, it might just be sudden that you have to be there, and even then it may not necessarily be enough time. I'm sorry, I wish I could give you a brighter message, I really do, but I just don't feel like it's there, and I don't want to lie to you. For your key to the month, let's see. All right, so you've got the Knight of Wands. So you will be taking a journey, a spontaneous journey this month, one that comes very quickly, that you will have to be present for and assist with. You may very well have to drop everything. It's just that kind of energy. Just with the mix of cards that are here, you might have to drop everything. Now, the saving grace is that you've got a new contract or work or job coming in, and the other thing is that you've got this heartfelt wish. So in amongst the challenges that come up this month, there are things that are good, things that are happy, that will make you smile. But it's definitely a mixed bag this month, I'm really sorry to say. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. I hope that your month is as smooth as it possibly can with all that's coming up. We knew that September was going to be an interesting month, right? We knew it was going to be a challenging month. I told all of my clients, September to December, expect the shit to hit the fan. It's going to be very challenging for all of us. And I knew that this time of this year was going to be challenging. So I would sooner you be prepared, right? With that said, I love you very much. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.